Hello and welcome to another video. In front of us we've got two cars. Now these aren't recent arrivals, these are cars that I've actually had in my collection a little while. In fact, I want to say I've nearly had them maybe 7 or 8 years. And where they came from is this car I bought as part of the Formula 1 collection when it was actually in WH Smith for £6.99. And I think it was £6.99 I paid. It's very difficult for me to remember. This car I bought to basically go along with it because I only had this Formula 1 car. Now, these were the only two Formula 1 cars I've had for years, and this is a Rennie Arnoux RS21. Is it an RS21? No, it's not. It's an RE30B by Quartzo, and this is the Panini Collection Ferrari of Mario Andretti. This is a 126C2. Both are from 1982, so I sort of thought if I was going to collect Formula 1 cars, let's try and keep it really cut to a theme. So I was going to stick to 1982, but I never really followed up on it. So they're coming back into the collection. I've had a look on eBay, and I looked at when I bought this car, I actually paid £8.50 and £2.50 in postage. So it's a little bit over our £10 budget. But this one, I believe it was about £6.99 in WH Smith. I don't think they were a lot of money when they came out. But they're going to go into my collection because they're still relatively budget friendly. Now, this Ferrari has had a bit of a rough time. It's been rattling around loose. It hasn't got a box anymore. So I've moved house about 8 times since then. The joys of renting, and you can see there's a bit of a chip to the paint on the front there. Things like that. But it's still in relatively good shape. I need to do something about the droopy rear wing. It doesn't feel like I could push it too much without it snapping. So I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, this is Mario Andretti's car. This was a sad year for Ferrari, really. They had a lot of potential, and they had Gilles Villeneuve and Didier Pironi at the start of the year. However, Villeneuve would die in a crash or in practice, and Pironi would have a similarly horrific accident in which he would see the end of his motor racing career. Various different drivers took on the cars after that. I believe Patrick Tambay may have driven a car in '82, Mario Andretti. The Ferraris were quick, and they could have quite easily have won the Drivers' Championship, but unfortunately, with those incidents and the swapping of drivers, that wasn't to be. I do think they did well in the manufacturers. I can't confirm if they won it or not, but I've got a funny feeling they may have done. Keke Rosberg won the championship that year in a Williams. The Rennie Arnoux car. The reason why I bought the Renault is for some reason in my head I thought 1982 was the year of the famous Dijon video, but it's not. But anyway, this Quartzo Renault came up, and actually this is a really nice model. You've obviously got the driver figure in there, which is a nice touch. It's got steering, which is pretty cool. But the other piece about this car is, if I can get it off, you just try and do it. So, oh look, the nose comes off. No, there's a bit more to it than that. If we pull this up, it's difficult to get off because it's wedged between the driver and the roll hoop, and it actually has busted the roll hoop taking this off. But there we go. We've got all that detail on a Quartzo for less than a tenner I paid at the time. I've had a look online now. You can still find them for around £15, so not a huge amount of money. But I think that's fantastic detail. That's more detail than you get on some of the more expensive premium brands that you can get now. I think the whole car's actually done really, really well. I can't really say there's anything about it that I don't like. It's a really good model. So there we go. These are two cars that are in my collection that you won't see them arriving because they were already here. But as you can see, they are very nicely done. And this shows you that, some of these older models from Quartzo are really worth getting. They're very much overlooked Quartzo, I think. I'm just trying to push this back in without breaking the roll hoop too much. That's probably the only problem with this car. In fact, I'm just going to leave it off for now. But yeah, fantastic model, the Quartzos. I am bidding on some Tyrrells at the moment. I've just noticed there's a bit of chipping on the paint there. It's just come off. It is an old model, so you have to handle it with a little bit of care. So I'll probably need to repair that. But yeah, really nice model. Really happy to have it in the collection, this one. I'm bidding on some more Quartzos. I've got the 6-wheel Tyrrell I'm bidding on, and also I think it's a 1971 Jackie Stewart Monaco car. So hopefully we get lucky and we get those as well, and that'll add some more variation to our collection instead of just the current Panini models. There is one other car that is in my collection that's maybe sort of relevant, and that is this one. And this one is a John Day March. I believe this is a 761. Yeah, it says 761 on the bottom. Now, John Day made white metal kits. You could buy them and you could build them. In fact, I am actually building one as we speak. This will be a Formula 5000 Shadow, Shadow Dodge that I'm working on. As you can see, it needs a lot of work. They're old kits, they're pretty rough, but they're fun to build. And this I actually picked up at a sort of a antiques event, I guess. It was sat there in amongst a load of toy cars for £5. So I picked it up. It's not the best model in the world, but I like my old retro diecast as well, so I picked it up for that reason. I believe it's meant to be Mazario's 1976 or 1977 car. I can't quite remember which year he ran a March, but there we go. An interesting piece to add to my collection as well. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, just wanted to make sure I carried on producing some videos for you guys and introduce some cars that you would see popping up and be thinking, well, where have they come from? Well, that's where they've come from. I'll catch you for the next video. Thanks for watching.